Hello, all, and welcome to this evening's vertical. I'm going to be trying to speak softly because it's almost 9:30, and I know my landlady kind of goes to bed a little bit early. Yeah, it took me a little bit longer than I thought to clear my palate, and have a little bit of water to clear my head too. So, anyways, what are the two beers we're going to be comparing today? And well, we have Maui Brewing's new Sunshine Girl Golden Ale versus Kona Brewing's Big Wave Golden Ale. This is the big can because I couldn't find sixers in cans. I didn't want to have any more glass bottles around my kitchen anymore. I don't have all that much counter space. And yeah, we're going to be putting it into these two glasses here. Um, Similar shape, so give a similar profile. One of them is definitely for the 12 ouncer. This one can take a lot more. I'm going to try to fill them up to about the same level. Now, differences. I'm not sure what the IBU is on Big Wave, but ABV, this is 4.4, this is 4.6. So fairly similar. So let's begin by pouring these out, shall we? My nails are almost gone. Let me go and use this. There we go. Quickly, quickly, with all due haste. So how are you guys doing, yo? My nails just keep on getting weaker and weaker and chipping more and more as I age. Okay. So this is Big Wave. This is Sunshine Girl. Coloration, I'd say, is nearly the same. I'd say maybe Sunshine Girl is a hair darker, ever so slightly darker in the golden yellow. Head-wise, both of them off-white, both of them white to off-white. Sunshine Girl is fairly thicker. This one kind of went off, dissipated fairly quickly. This one seems to have a lot more residual carbonation. Sunshine Girl has much more residual carbonation here. Tropical fruits, orange citrus, hint of floral hops. Much more muted tropical fruit, bigger hop florals, much more hop profile to Sunshine Girl. Let's go and see when this one was. August, so not that long ago. This one was August, so about this, they're about the same age, really. The Big Wave definitely has a sweeter smell to it. Um, Much more malt showing through in the bouquet. This one has much more hops. Let's go into the tasting now. Very light, refreshing. Some maltiness, ever so slight maltiness and slight hoppiness in the finish. Not very lasting. Clears after maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Not too much apparent carbonation bite to this. Some hop bitterness in the front that maintains all the way through. And just ever a slight sweetness as well. No complexity. Refreshing. Not much taste dimensionality, though. It's just very refreshing. Okay, onward to Sunshine Girl. Much bigger, much more defined hop presence from the start to the finish. Sharper carbonation bite up front, but not by any means super crisp like you would expect a Pilsner or an American lager would be. Bit more acidic, definitely much more hop bitterness. That lasts quite a bit in the finish. For the style, of course. I'm not talking about like IPA style lasting hop bitterness, but lasting hop bitterness for a golden ale. And all in all, I think a higher level of sugar too. The hop bitterness is balanced by perhaps a bit more sugar and, as we know, a bit more alcohol. Um, all in all, very well balanced. Um, Not complex by any means, but you really don't expect complexity out of a golden ale. But bigger in taste on all fronts. If you want a little bit more discussion of aspects of the taste, go and look at the previous video in which I reviewed this solo. Malts are a bit more apparent in this. They're lighter, but a bit more apparent compared to the hops. Whereas this one, I'd say for the style, hop forward for the style, again, within the style. And I would say that this one here is almost, it's both sweeter and drier. And how is that possible? Well, because you can taste that there's extra sugar, but is completely balanced by the extra hops. There's nothing really bad per se about Big Wave here. I think this particular can is not as carbonated as some of the ones I've had. This is kind of flat tasting, relatively speaking. It would definitely benefit from a bit more boost of carbonation. Both of these perfectly fine beers, no real flaws. Both of them well within style. This one would probably be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more crafty in the sense that it does have that in-your-face hoppiness. Uh, Again, for the style, I have to keep on qualifying it like that. Otherwise, people would think, "Oh my God, this is like an IPA." No, 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 no. It's hoppy for a golden ale. And honestly, when it comes down to, well, what do you prefer? Well, I know I drink this one quite a bit, Big Wave, quite often. Um, when I'm not in the mood to review and I just want a beer to, I can buy like this massive, this tall boy, and this tall boy, one tall boy for a work night, two tall boys for a non-work night, and I'm good. My beer need is scratched. It's something that's quality, yet something that's refreshing at the same time. It's basically everything I'm looking for in a beer at this point in my life. I would prefer that there would be a sour that kind of is as available as this is in Hawaii, but sours are a little bit out of the question, sadly. This is perfectly fine. Great. Um, it's a I would say that it is a bit more of a kick in the palate. Again, still light, still very crushable. Um, but at the same time, you know, maybe just a little bit more challenging. Maybe just a little bit more. Um, you can't just mindlessly drink it like you do Big Wave. And because, Anchor Steam is so difficult for me to get, as well as a lot of the other styles that I do like, Golden Ale has kind of become my go-to style for just, scratching that beer urge. And I can see myself revisiting, well, I know I'm going to be revisiting this, and I'm pretty damn sure I'm going to be revisiting this. It really just depends on the mood. Both great examples of a golden ale, both different. You could easily, even someone who's not really trained in tasting, would be easily able to suss out which is which by taste and mouthfeel alone. But they're both within style, which is great. And it's something that kind of goes and shows how wonderful and complex that beer can be. That, here's two different beers of the same style and a fairly narrow style. Golden ale is not a wide style. There's no like imperial golden ale or golden ales with umpty million adjuncts. Sometimes you'll get like some tropical fruit added, but you know, it's supposed to be a light sessionable ale with a decent amount of hot presence, lighter than the pale ale, but um, you know, not as light as say mild. I don't know. It's hard to find milds. I don't think 3.0 beers are a Rubicon that is yet to be crossed in American craft beer. Mainly because I don't think people want to go and pay good money for something so low ABV that's not actually non-alcoholic. So yes, two perfectly good beers. Definitely go and try each of them. I'd say it is well worth it. And no definite winner here. Other than me, I get to drink both of these beers, and you, if you get to drink both of these beers, they're both satisfying, and I recommend you try both of them. That's your beer vertical for tonight, folks. Cheers. And now it's time for me to go and finish these up and, excuse me, make some nice Earl Grey tea. Good night.